Chapter 61. A peerless expert in the Sanxian stage takes action. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Since so many people want to kill their own disciples, then give them a ride. Snort. 7 days have passed, and the aura on Yi Chen's body has become stronger and stronger. It feels like an ancient ferocious beast. Every move carries powerful pressure. Is this the completion of the heavenly thunder body? In the vortex of the tribulation, Yi Chen Yukong stood up, feeling the changes in himself. His face and eyes were full of surprise. The first level of origin strengthening technique is the most intuitive feeling for Yi Chen. His body is filled with incredible power. With a single blow, the surrounding space collapsed. This is enough to compare with ordinary Mahayana masters. With physical strength alone, Yi Chen is no longer afraid of any Mahayana master. Not to mention, he himself also practices a mysterious technique at the same level as the original body training technique. To what extent can Yi Chen's ultimate combat power reach now? He himself was not very clear on this issue. He felt that perhaps he could easily defeat any Mahayana stage with just the physical strength of the heavenly thunder body. Even though Yi Chen's cultivation level is still at the early stage of the first level of nascent soul stage, however, with the completion of the first level of the original body forging technique and the completion of the heavenly thunder body, his strength has skyrocketed to an unknown extent. He took a deep breath and calmed down. Using the secret method of mysterious skills, Yi Chen hid his aura and strength. Putting on a white gown, Yi Chen walked out of the whirlpool of calamity. Today's Yi Chen looks like a harmless scholar with no power to restrain himself. As Yi Chen appeared, the vortex of heavenly tribulation quickly dissipated. Success. Yi Chen successfully survived 10 heavenly tribulations. Created an unprecedented history in the world of immortality. Seeing Yi Chen appear, there was silence in all directions, thousands of miles in radius. He really succeeded, that I don't know who murmured, just like a small stone thrown into the calm lake water. In an instant, the surroundings were boiling. Hiss. It's not an exaggeration to say that Yi Chen is the #1 evildoer in the world of immortality, right? Of course. But, why doesn't he have any strength fluctuations now? Could it be that the last heavenly tribulation destroyed his cultivation? It's not impossible. This guy. How unlucky. No. He can still fly in the air, and his cultivation is still there. He is still a master at the nascent soul stage. Could it be? What secret method did he use to hide his clumsiness? It should be. The show is about to begin. That the moment Yi Chen appeared, the 11 peerless powerful men in the Sanxian stage in the distance all understood. They all attacked Yi Chen. In an instant, the situation changed. The sky with a radius of thousands of miles looks like the end of the world. With Yi Chen as the center of gravity, one after another devastating attacks continued to shuttle back and forth. Various colors of light divided the entire sky. How dare you? An old voice sounded, and Xuanjizi took action, 1 against 11. He slapped it out with a palm, and all 11 loose immortal stages flew backwards. Xuanjizi actually had the upper hand. How long will it take you 3 if you don't take action? Someone shouted angrily, and 3 more powerful men in the Sanxian stage flew across the sky from a distance. At this time, even Xuanjizi's expression became serious. 1 against 14, as powerful as he is, but also under a mountain of pressure. Seeing this scene, Yi Chen didn't look very good. Is that so? In his heart, he sighed secretly. Previously, everyone was able to reach a tacit understanding because of the ruins of the god of death. My own calamity? I guess all the forces want to obliterate me, right? As soon as his catastrophe is over, these old monsters in the loose immortal stage can't help but take action. Sanxian period. After muttering something, Yi Chen felt helpless in his heart. This is already beyond the limit of what he can handle. Even though Yi Chen is already very evil. Normally, after the nascent soul stage, it is no longer possible to challenge beyond the next level. In the spirit transformation stage, the Yuanying needs to transform into the Yuanshan, and at least one law needs to be understood. In the Mahayana stage, at least 3 laws need to be understood. The law is the power of the avenue that overrides the secrets. In fact, in terms of artistic conception, it can be called the power of the Great Road. 1 to 40% of the power of the Great Avenue is the secret. 5 to 80% of the power of the Great Avenue is the law. To understand the power of law, you can rely on the power of heaven. With more than 80% of the power of the Great Tao, it is the Great Tao in the true sense. By understanding the Great Road, you can even assimilate the power of heaven for your own use. Assimilate the power of heaven? That is already the method of the Sanxian stage. The reason why Yi Chen was able to cross levels to challenge and kill enemies was because he was too powerful. The artistic conception and profound meaning he comprehended were too powerful, surpassing other artistic conceptions, profound meanings, and even laws. What's more, he still understood the three top secrets. In addition, his ancient beast-like body, that's why he can sweep across a large area. Frowning, Yi Chen was thinking about what he could do. It's not his character to sit back and wait for death. Especially, now my master is trying his best to protect me with 1 against 14. In the distance, Dao sect master Jun Wuxie was also fighting with those old monsters in the crossing tribulation stage. He was also protecting Yang Chu Chu. As for the cultivators below the crossing tribulation stage, they were not qualified to fight at all. At this moment, Yi Chen heard a voice transmission, and his face changed slightly. Jun Wuxie asked him to find a way to escape. Dao sect has closed the mountain. The other 2 Sanxian stage masters are sitting in it to prevent accidents and unable to come to support. Escape, Yi Chen muttered to himself, and his eyes revealed a complex light. He was also very aggrieved and full of murderous intent, the 6 holy places in the east region. And the 4 major Sanxian forces. Yi Chen remembered this grudge. Although Yi Chen didn't want to escape, he knew in his heart, if he stayed, he would only become a burden to his master. He might even implicate Dao sect master Jun Wuxie. After taking a breath, Yi Chen unconsciously began to observe his surroundings. Finally, his sight fell on the mountains not far away, looking at the ruins of the god of death. An extremely crazy idea popped up in Yi Chen's mind, 9th level formation. Perhaps, he could make good use of it. All those Sanxian stage masters who besieged the master deserved to die. Finding an opportunity, Yi Chen teleported directly to the ruins of the god of death. Then, he entered it. Seeing this scene, the faces of the 14 Sanxian stage masters changed. After hesitating for a while, they also rushed over and landed around the ruins of the god of death. Xuanjizi, on the other hand, flew towards Jun Wuxie with a strange look in his eyes. In an instant, he landed beside Jun Wuxie and Yang Chu Chu. Chapter 62 Threatening 14 Immortal-level Peerless Masters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ancestor. Master Uncle. Both Jun Wuxie and Yang Chu Chu looked at Xuanjizi in confusion. The 2 of them were a little confused. Why did Xuanjizi let Yi Chen enter the ruins of the god of death again? Also, don't care about those masters in the Sanxian stage. Xiaohei can use the 9th level formation of the killing god relics. Those bastards, even if they don't die this time, they will shed their skin. After looking at the 2 of them, Xuanjizi spoke softly. Hiss. Hearing Xuanjizi's words, both of them took a breath of air. Can I use the 9th level formation? What is Yi Chen doing? Trap and kill the loose immortal stage. Thinking about it, both of them had an incredible feeling. However, when they thought about Yi Chen's behavior all the time, the 2 fell silent. This guy cannot be treated according to common sense. That little girl is pretty good. Bring her and her parents to the Dao sect. After glancing not far away, Xuanjizi ordered. His eyes fell on Huang Yinhua in the crowd. Her parents have been sent to Daozong. As for her, let's wait until we leave. After being stunned for a moment, Jun Wuxie said slowly. Jun Wuxie knew exactly why Xuanjizi arranged it like this. When Yi Chen and Little Skeleton entered the ruins of the god of death, Huang Yinhua immediately informed Daozong. I hope Daozong will send someone to rescue Yi Chen and the others. You must know that Evil Spirit City is the territory of the Junlin Empire, and Huang Yinhua is taking great risks by doing this. With the urinary nature of the Junlin Empire, once this is discovered, she will probably be exterminated, right? In particular, the relationship between Daozong and the Junlin Empire was not very good. Not long ago, their 7th prince was tricked by Master Yi. Now, everyone is even more divided. TSK. Nodding slightly, Xuanjizi said nothing else, but looked at the ruins of the god of death. Yang Chu, on the other hand, looked at Jun Wuxia in confusion. After smiling, Jun Wuxia briefly explained to her. This Huang Yinor repays his kindness. After blinking, Yang Chu said something. However, there was a different flavor in her tone. She always felt that there was something wrong with the way Huang Yinor looked at Yi Chen. Then, the two of them also looked in the direction of the ruins of the god of death. Not only Xuanjizi and the others, millions of people around also looked at the ruins of the god of death, looked at Yi Chen. Don't you want to kill me? Don't you want to get the relics of the god of death? Come in. What? You are in the Sanxian stage, you don't have any courage. After glancing at the 14 peerless powerful men in the loose immortal stage in front of him, Yi Chen mocked them unceremoniously. There was a mocking smile on his face, there was also a playful light in his eyes. Hearing Yi Chen's words, millions of people around him burst into sweat. They are all covered with black lines on their foreheads. Taunting a group of peerless experts who stand at the top of the eastern region. I guess this guy is the only one who has the courage. You brat. If you don't want to implicate Dao Zong, then just walk out and die. Hand over everything you got from the relic of the killing god. At this time, a thin and gloomy old monk wearing royal robes said coldly, obviously, this is a powerful person in the Sanxian stage of the Junlin Empire. Old bald donkey, you'd better not threaten me. I can tell you responsibly that as long as I can escape unscathed this time, I will be the first to settle accounts with your King's Landing Empire in the future. Millions of years ago, the god of killing could destroy the 7 top forces. In the future, I can still destroy the 10 major forces behind you. Yi Chen sneered and said lightly, an astonishing killing intent also erupted from his body. After hearing Yi Chen's words, the expressions of the 14 peerless experts in the Sanxian stage changed slightly. Millions of people around were also in an uproar. This time, what was rare was that no one spoke out to refute Yi Chen's words. As long as this guy has a chance to grow up, I'm afraid he can really do this. Thousands of years ago, the killing god crossed the 9 paths of tribulation and overturned everything. God knows, how strong will this guy be in the future if he has survived 10 tribulations. However, Yi Chen was still labeled with a common label in the hearts of countless people, madman. Threaten the 14 immortal stages? What is this if not crazy? Apart from this guy Yi Chen, there is probably no one else. In this case, I will kill you here today. Let's work together to break this formation. I don't believe that 14 loose immortal stages can't break a mere 9th level formation. It's true that the god of death is the biggest demon in the world of immortality. However, the formation that has been around for tens of millions of years must be very weak, right? Not bad. Let's join forces. Remember to be wary of Xuanjizi and the others. We must kill this sharp-tongued boy. He is a scourge. That is, probably stimulated by Yi Chen, the 14 peerless experts in the Sanxian stage soon reached a consensus. They decided to join forces to forcibly break the formation of the killing god relics. Seeing this, the mocking smile on Yi Chen's face became even brighter. Do these idiots really think that the reputation of the god of death is just bragging? Well, it seems that in a sense, he and the little skeleton are already disciples of the god of death. I got the skills he left behind. The little skeleton got the killing crystal. Seeing the smile on Yi Chen's face, Xuanjizi, who was originally ready to take action, decisively chose to stand still. Jun Wuxia and Yang Chu, who were originally very nervous, also had expressions of relief on their faces. Yi Chen's expression was very familiar to the three of them. This is a sign that Yi Chen will trick people into death. Why are you so dawdling? Are you being cowardly? It's really contemptible. Seeing the 14 peerless experts in the loose immortal stage taking out various life-saving treasures and flying cautiously towards the ruins of the god of death, Yi Chen started to mock again. Hearing Yi Chen's words, the 14 unparalleled powerful men in the loose immortal stage almost vomited blood out of anger. How many years? How many years has it been since anyone dared to speak to them in this tone? The millions of people watching around them were all numb. In their eyes, Yi Chen was already equated with a madman. Are you going to take action? If not, I will go deep into the ruins of the god of death to sleep and rest. I have been through the tribulation for so many days, and I am tired. Seeing that these old bastards in front of him still had no intention of taking action, as if they were a little hesitant and suspicious, Chen said angrily. I'm so angry. I can't stand it anymore. If you don't do it, I will, a little old man with red skin and a beard said frantically. In an instant, he rushed towards Chen. After hesitating for a moment, the other 13 people also rushed towards Chen's direction. They have no way out. Give up. Impossible. Chapter 63 Shocking Battle Record. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next moment, countless people couldn't help but widen their eyes. The attacks of 14 peerless experts in the loose immortal stage all landed on the 9th level formation covering the ruins of the god of death. Boom! An explosion resounded through the sky, and a red light shot straight into the sky. At the same time, the aftermath also flew around. A space of dozens of miles in radius collapsed. The 14 peerless experts in the Sanxian stage vomited blood and flew out without even having a chance to react. The worst case was that one person had half of his body blown off. The ones in the best condition were also the ones with disheveled hair and bruises all over their bodies. Seeing this, everyone was suffocated for a while. It was only then that they reacted belatedly. 14 extremely powerful men in the loose immortal stage were actually tricked by Chen. Still very ruthless. Thinking about it, they all have a creepy feeling. This guy Chen is really terrifying. Are you okay? At this time, Chen asked angrily. There was also a mean smile on his face. Aren't you going to kill me? Come here instead. Then he continued. Wow. After hearing Chen's words, several powerful men in the Sanxian stage were so angry that they vomited blood. The eyes they looked at Chen were also full of murderous intent. If possible, they would like to cut this guy into pieces. This kid is so hateful. However, they really don't dare to act rashly now. They were extremely afraid of the ruins of the god of death. The 9th level formation truly lives up to its reputation. If they hadn't done it together, and if they hadn't run so fast, they would probably have been furious because of it, right? Disciple, well done. Suddenly, a figure fell not far in front of the 14th immortal stage. There is no doubt that this person is none other than someone else. It's just a mystery. Since you want to kill my disciple, there is no need for you to live. After glancing at the 14 people, a smile appeared on Xuanjizi's face, a stern smile. After saying that, Xuanjizi directly killed the 14 people. The whisk in his hand flew out. In the blink of an eye, it penetrated the chests of 4 people. Without even a chance to react, the 4 most seriously injured unparalleled warriors in the Sanxian stage instantly turned into a shower of blood. Their souls had no time to escape before they were destroyed by Xuanjizi's palm. Seeing this scene, millions of people around felt as if they had fallen into an ice cave. 4 unparalleled powerful men in the loose immortal stage died all at once. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't believe it. Xuanjizi, are you going to start a war with us? Are you planning to make enemies of the 6 holy lands and the 4 loose cultivators? You will only lead Dao Zong into eternal disaster. Looking at Xuanjizi, the old monk from the Junlin Empire threatened with a stern expression. Your 10 major forces add up to a total of 16 masters of the loose immortal stage. If Pindao kills 14 of you here today, will he be able to unify the eastern region? After looking at the remaining 10 people lightly, Xuanjizi said lightly. After hearing his words, the expressions of the remaining peerless experts in the Sanxian stage became very ugly. The millions of people around also shrank slightly. If this is the case, I'm afraid the situation in the eastern region will change. Who doesn't know that Dao's sect has 3 peerless powerful men in the Sanxian stage? 2 from each of the other 6 holy places. 1 person for each of the 4 major casual cultivating forces. Escape, that I don't know who shouted, but the remaining 10 peerless experts in the Sanxian stage had no interest in fighting anymore. All they can think about now is survival. When they were at their peak, 14 of them couldn't do anything together. Now, they can't even use half of their strength. Here, you are at the mercy of others. They don't want to die. I don't even want Daozong to unify the eastern region. Can you escape? He sneered. Xuanjizi's old face was filled with a mocking smile. After that, he killed the remaining 10 people, in the blink of an eye, for more people died at the hands of Xuanjizi. However, the remaining 6 people actually escaped. Xuanjizi didn't have much reaction to this. It was as if everything was as he expected. 14 powerful men in the Sanxian stage, 8 died and 6 escaped. In other words, half of the other 6 holy places and the 4 major casual cultivating forces loose immortal stages were suddenly gone. Master! Did you let the water go on purpose? Why didn't you kill everyone? That after walking out of the formation and the ruins of the god of death, Chen asked a little puzzlingly. Because we can't really kill them all. The eastern region is not as simple as it seems. As long as Daozong becomes the absolute number 1, it will be enough. Shaking his head, Xuanjizi replied with a complicated expression, unify the eastern region. Who wouldn't? He is not exempt from vulgarity. Only, thinking of the consequences of doing this, Xuanjizi's pupils couldn't help but shrink slightly. There was also a look of fear on his face. Hearing Xuanjizi's words and seeing his expression, Chen nodded thoughtfully. Could it be? What big secret is involved? Chen secretly guessed in his heart. Shaking his head gently, Chen put the matter behind him. Anyway, Master did this for his own reasons. Why bother so much? Even though he felt a little regretful, if it was him. He really didn't mind killing everyone on the spot. Consequences? We'll talk about the future later. Master Yi. Master Uncle. Master Yi. At this moment, 3 people flew and landed beside Chen and the others, whether it was Jun Wuxie, Yang Chu-Chu, or Huang Yinua, their faces were full of happy expressions. At the same time, the hearts of the 3 were not calm at all. Chen was really too amazing. Killing the Sanxian period. 8 died and 6 escaped. Such a dazzling record is a shocking existence in the entire world of cultivation. Not to mention them, the millions of people around looked at Chen as if he were a monster. The rise of this kid seems unstoppable. In the East region today, Dao's sect has become the only one in power. Rumor has it that they just closed the mountain not long ago. Now it seems that there is no need for this. With a smile, Chen also greeted the 3 people. Let's go back first. Looking at the 4 people, Xuanjizi suddenly frowned and said. Go back. Don't even think about leaving today, especially this kid. We want him in the soul-destroying hall. Suddenly, a domineering voice sounded above the killing god ruins. In an instant, 3 figures in blood-colored robes landed not far in front of Chen and others. Sanxian period. It turned out to be 3 Sanxian period masters again. Chapter 64, Soul-Destroying Hall. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The person who spoke was the leader of the 3 blood-robed men. He was a bald man with a full beard. Looking at the 3 people in front of him, both Xuanjizi and Jun Wuxie looked unhappy. Chen also narrowed his eyes unconsciously. The 3 immortal-level peerless masters in front of him gave him the feeling that they were much stronger than the 14 immortal-level masters before. Why is this so? Could it be that they are from outside the East region? Why do they want to capture him alive? What? Are you soul-destroying hall so arrogant? Instead of staying in Zhongzhou, you dare to come to the East region. Looking at the 3 people in front of him calmly, Xuanjizi said with a smile on his face. However, he couldn't help but show a guarded expression on his face. Obviously, the strength of the 3 people in front of him is not simple. Or, is the soul-destroying hall not simple? This guy is the one our hall master specifically asked for. And that little skeleton. I don't want to repeat it a second time. Could it be? Are you Dao sect planning to go to war with our soul-destroying hall because of this? Xuanjizi, you are indeed capable of killing the 3 of us. But, as one of the top forces in Zhongzhou, you must know our background, right? We have at least 3 masters of your level. Or do you really think that we in the soul-destroying hall dare not kill Dao sect? Staring at Xuanjizi's face, the bearded man laughed arrogantly. Hearing the other party's words, a faint murderous intent burst out from Xuanjizi. No one can threaten our Dao sect. He snorted coldly and said lightly. Obviously, he did not intend to compromise. Chen, who was originally confused, immediately understood what was going on when he heard the voice transmission from Xuanjizi and Jun Wuxia, soul-destroying Hall. One of the top forces in Zhongzhou. Their founder was actually a follower of the god of killing. Was the god of killing family destroyed because of the founder of the soul-destroying Hall? Was the other party a guide? Did he betray the god of killing? Millions of years ago, one of the forces destroyed by the god of killing was the soul-destroying Hall, including his follower who was also killed. Unfortunately, man's plans are not as good as God's plans. The soul-destroying Hall revived not long after, because their founder had a son who was secretly trained outside. He was also the second Hall Master of the soul-destroying Hall. Since then, every Hall Master of the soul-destroying Hall has the same goal, that is, to find the remains of the god of killing, get the inheritance of the god of killing. Their ideas are exactly the same as everyone in the world of immortal cultivation. They all think that the god of killing, who has committed a lot of crimes, is dead. Ascension? Impossible. As long as they find the remains of the god of killing and get the inheritance of the god of killing. They can also sweep the world of immortal cultivation like the god of killing back then. The reason why these three people came here is probably because the things here have spread out of the East region, of course. On the soul-destroying Hall side, their Hall Master may not think this is true. After all, they have been searching for the remains of the god of death for tens of millions of years. If the remains of the god of death were so easy to find, they would have already gotten everything they wanted. Perhaps, they were holding the mentality of rather killing by mistake than letting go. That's why they wanted to take Chen and the little skeleton away. Probably, it's because the two entered the remains of the god of death, which they didn't know whether it was real or fake. Hearing this, Chen's face remained calm. However, he had an endless killing intent in his heart. On the one hand, it was because he had long regarded the god of death as a half-master in his heart. In any case, he got the origin body forging art in the remains of the god of death. This is the heaven-defying technique left by the god of death. To some extent, the god of death saved Yi Chen's life. Without this technique, I'm afraid he would really be killed by the 10th heavenly tribulation in the end. On the other hand, the other party actually wanted to capture him alive. Humph. It's really a new hatred and an old grudge. Yi Chen sneered in his heart. Millions of people around him were now in an uproar. Some people even wanted to escape immediately, because of the name of the soul-destroying Hall. Hiss. Yi Chen is really miserable. He finally succeeded in overcoming the tribulation and was targeted by so many Sanxian period. Now, he is targeted by the soul-destroying Hall again. Yes. The soul-destroying Hall is one of the top forces in the world of immortal cultivation. It's not an exaggeration to say that it is one of the top 3 forces. It seems that Yi Chen is doomed. That's right. Who knows, it will also affect the entire Dao sect. The soul-destroying Hall has always been unscrupulous. I heard that their Hall Master is from the legendary Soul clan. It seems that Yi Chen is going to be unlucky. No one can escape from the pursuit of the soul-destroying Hall. Could it be that the rumors are true? The soul-destroying Hall has a close relationship with the god of death. That's why they have been looking for the remains of the god of death. Hush. Are you going to die? Can you say these things? Now, I'm afraid that Senior Xuanjizi can't save Yi Chen, right? Who can stop the pace of the soul-destroying Hall? I think so too. What a pity for Yi Chen, this monster. Hearing the discussions around them, the 3 people from the soul-destroying Hall laughed wildly with pride. Obviously, these words made them feel very useful. There are also some people who don't like to listen to. A bloody palm print fell from the sky, killing tens of thousands of people directly. The soul-destroying palace, damn it, that with a cold snort, Xuanjizi took action directly. In a blink of an eye, Xuanjizi and the 3 people were fighting in a group, and he had the upper hand. Perhaps because he was worried about hurting innocent people, Xuanjizi deliberately led the battlefield to the sky. In an instant, the sky in the distance was like the end of the world. The 4 people's destructive moves caused the surrounding space to collapse. The forests, mountains, and hundreds of miles around were all in a mess. Almost at the same time, Yi Chen and Jun Wuxia frowned. For some reason, the two suddenly felt a hint of danger. Could it be? There are still masters in the soul-destroying palace. Looking at each other, they saw the doubt in each other's eyes. Destroy the soul. Search the soul. At this moment, a huge blood-colored ancient rune flew towards Yi Chen and the other four without any warning. Without any hesitation, Jun Wuxia went straight to meet it. Wow! The next moment, he vomited blood and flew backwards, struggling for a long time but unable to get up. The huge rune flew towards Yi Chen again. Damn! With a low curse, Yi Chen subconsciously teleported to Jun Wuxia's side and was about to take him away. However, the rune changed direction without any warning and flew towards him. Young Master Yi, be careful. Uncle Master, be careful. At this moment, two beautiful figures pounced on Yi Chen. Don't. Chapter 65. Are the two beauties going to die? A life-saving method that is as difficult as ascending. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the direction of the entrance of the God of Death ruins, a blood-red light burst out from the black bladeless giant sword on Yi Chen's back. Just as the blood light instantly enveloped the four people, the huge rune hit Yi Chen. Huang Yinhua and Yang Chuchu subconsciously pounced on Yi Chen. Wow! Wow! In an instant, the four people flew backwards and fell heavily into the God of Death ruins. The huge blood-red rune also disappeared into thin air under the rebound of the formation. Putting the unconscious Jun Wuxia aside, Yi Chen's face became very ugly. Looking back behind him, Yang Chuchu and Huang Yinhua had already fallen in a pool of blood. At this time, the two were already on the verge of death. Their souls were actually about to collapse at any time. Master, I'm glad you're okay. Master Yi. Seeing that Yi Chen was okay, the two beauties smiled. Don't talk. Holding the two beauties in his arms, Yi Chen said softly. The mystery of life burst out from him. In an instant, the injuries of the two beauties healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. However, their souls became weaker and weaker, as if they were about to be destroyed at any time. Seeing this, Yi Chen's face was terribly gloomy. In his heart, he was also full of self-blame, and was extremely anxious. What to do? They can't die. But what should I do? Are the two beauties going to die to save him? Such a result is really hard for him to accept. Don't be sad, Mr. Yi, you saved my life. Besides, I like you. Squeezing out a smile, Huang Yinhua whispered. I'm so sleepy. After that, her eyes slowly closed, as if she was about to fall asleep. Uncle Master, I like you too. Don't be sad, live well. I hope you can stand at the top of the world of immortal cultivation one day. Looking straight at Yi Chen, her pretty face was filled with a hopeful smile, and Yang Chuchu slowly closed her eyes. Soul-destroying Hall. Muttering softly, Yi Chen's eyes were full of boundless killing intent. Just when he was about to run away, a voice calmed him down. Master, put them in your inner world. As long as their souls are not extinguished, there is still hope. At some point, Xiaohei appeared on Yi Chen's shoulder. Raising his little head and looking at Yi Chen, Xiaohei urged. Oh, good. Subconsciously, Yi Chen sent the two beauties into his inner world. Just after the two beauties were sent into Yi Chen's inner world, something incredible happened. The souls of the two beauties, which were about to be destroyed, actually began to recover slowly, but this recovery speed was extremely slow. If Yi Chen's soul was not strong, he would not even have noticed it. My guess is right. The star core that formed this small world should not be simple. It can actually reunite the soul. At some point, Xiaohei also flew into Yi Chen's internal world. Looking at the two beauties lying quietly in the center as if they were asleep, it said with deep emotion. You mean, they can recover here? Yi Chen asked in surprise after hearing Xiaohei's words. Theoretically, it is possible. But, I'm afraid it will take at least tens of millions of years. After hesitating for a while, Xiaohei answered a little uncertainly. Is there no other way? Tens of millions of years? Yi Chen doesn't want to wait that long. In his mind, countless pill recipes and pill knowledge also emerged. Unfortunately, none of the pill recipes can reunite the soul. There is no record of any treasure that can reunite the soul. Yes. But When he said this, Xiaohei's tone was full of fear. But what? Frowning, Chen asked anxiously. It's just that the few methods I know are more difficult than the last one, sighing, Xiaohei said slowly. You say, taking a deep breath, Chen said calmly, difficult. No matter how difficult it is, he must save the two beauties. Either, you comprehend the most difficult artistic conception, the artistic conception of time, and finally comprehend the avenue of time, and change the time multiples of this small world. At most 1.5 years, they will wake up. Or, you find the elf world, find the elf royal family, and ask them to borrow the life scepter and the fountain of life to help them reunite their souls. The last way is to kill the soul world, seize the treasure of the soul clan to help them reunite their souls. That when he said this, Xiaohei sighed again, because it understands that any method is difficult to achieve, the artistic conception of time. In the endless river of time, there are only a few people who can comprehend it, and, those who can comprehend it are just the few. It is almost impossible to comprehend the avenue of time, as the saying goes, time is supreme and space is king. Time is the first avenue among the 3,000 avenues. How easy is it to comprehend it? Spirit world. It is impossible to find it without ascending and leaving this world of cultivation, the same is true for the soul world. Let alone other things. After hearing what Xiaohei said, Chen fell into silence. Xiaohei understood this, so how could Chen not understand it? However, no matter how difficult it is, he will never give up. Huang Yinhua and Yang Chu became what they are now because of saving him. I know. After saying that, Chen's consciousness withdrew from his inner world, shaking his little head. Xiaohei also flew out decisively. In its heart, Huang Yinhua and Yang Chu might become its future mistresses. It is really not suitable for me to stay in Chen's inner world. After taking a deep breath, Chen looked at the entrance of the Killing God ruins. This is a little old man wearing a blood-colored robe with pointed ears and monkey cheeks. The rune just now was obviously made by him. It turned out to be another master of the Sanxian period. Ha! My soul-searching and soul-destroying avenues are ineffective. Boy, you are pretty good. Hurry up and open this formation. Who knows, the lord of the palace may spare your life. Looking at Chen, the old man in the blood-robed robe ordered arrogantly. You deserve to die. Looking at the old man in the blood-robed robe calmly, Chen said expressionlessly. This old guy is dead. Xiaohei, who fell on Chen's shoulder, also muttered in a low voice, it can feel it clearly. Chen now is like a volcano that is about to erupt. Theoretically, he can't deal with a peerless strongman in the Sanxian period, but this is the ruins of the god of death. Chen can use the formation of the ruins of the god of death. Chapter 66 Heading to the Northern Frontier, A New Journey. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He does deserve to die. At some point, Xuanjizi, covered in blood, flew back. Xuanjizi, you actually killed 3 of them? Are you going to start a war with our soul-destroying palace? Looking at Xuanjizi, the little old man in blood robe could not help but shrink his pupils slightly. There was also a fearful expression on his face. It's obvious that he is a stern person. So what if we start a war? Everyone in the soul-destroying palace counts them all. Anyone who dares to come to the eastern region will be killed without mercy. After saying that, Xuanjizi went straight to kill the little old man in blood robe. Xuanjizi already knew what was going on here just now. While he felt remorseful in his heart, he was also full of murderous intent. The number 1 immortal seedling of Dao's sect was almost extinct. The number 1 evildoer in Dao's sect, his close disciple, was almost killed. The headmaster of Daozone was seriously injured. The soul-destroying hall is now completely angered by Xuanjizi. In fact, his hatred for them has surpassed the top 10 forces in the eastern region. Without any nonsense, Xuanjizi went straight to kill the little old man in blood robe. Everyone around the ruins of the god of death was a little confused. The twists and turns that happened to Chen made them feel like their scalps were numb. My heart was so shocked that I was a little numb. 10 heavenly tribulations. The top 10 forces in the eastern region. Trap and kill 8 loose immortals. Now it's the soul-destroying hall again. Crazy. It's so crazy. Is Daozong going to make the whole world his enemy? No surprises at all. In the end, the little old man in blood robe also died in the hands of Xuanjizi. Killed 12 loose immortals in a row in one day. I have to say that Xuanjizi is really not ordinary tough. Master, after carrying Jun Wuxia out, Chen looked at Xuanjizi. I'm sorry. If I were here before. Looking at Chen, Xuanjizi's old face showed an apologetic and guilty expression. However, before he finished speaking, he was interrupted by Chen. Everything happened because of me, didn't it? I was the one who caused Chu Chu and Noa to suffer. Shaking his head slightly, Chen said slowly, and Daozong. In his heart, he sighed secretly. Chen understood that now, Daozong might have to continue to seal the mountain. Although the other forces in the eastern region are nothing to fear, the soul-destroying palace has to be on guard. In particular, the soul-destroying palace has always been unscrupulous. For extremely powerful men in the loose immortal stage died in one fell swoop. Will they not take revenge? No need to think about it, you all know this is impossible. Opening his mouth, Xuanjizi didn't know how to persuade or comfort Chen. I believe you can definitely save them. In the end, he just said something serious. As for whether it can really succeed, Xuanjizi has no idea in his heart. Having lived for endless years, he also knows how difficult it is to reunite the soul. Xuanjizi also knows the 3 methods Xiaohei said. After chatting with Xuanjizi for a while, Chen said goodbye and left. He only has 2 goals now. Help Yang Chu Chu and Huang Yinuo reunite their souls. Also, seek revenge from the soul-destroying palace, for the 2 beauties, for the god of killing, and for yourself. Those who go against heaven have such a bad fate. Looking at Chen's retreating figure, Xuanjizi said with a wry smile. At the same time, he was also very curious in his heart. Could it be that this precious disciple of mine has the ring of life? Otherwise, where would Yang Chu Chu and the 2 of them be hidden by Chen? The 10 major forces in the eastern region, the soul-destroying palace. After muttering something, Xuanjizi's eyes burst out with murderous intent. After exhaling, Xuanjizi flew away with Jun Wuxia under his arm. As Chen and others left, the people around the ruins of the god of death also slowly dispersed, because, not long after Chen left, the remains of the god of death sank underground. A powerful bloody light rose into the sky, and the entire ruins of the god of death disappeared. In less than a day, the news about Chen spread throughout the eastern region and caused a sensation. It is even spreading to places outside the eastern region. Free access to the ruins of the god of death. Overcoming tribulations in the nascent soul stage, the unprecedented 10 heavenly tribulations. Trap and kill hundreds of thousands of masters in the god transformation stage. Trap and kill the masters of the loose immortal stage. Suddenly offending the 10 major forces in the eastern region, as well as the soul-destroying palace in central continent. Any one incident alone would be enough to cause a sensation in the eastern region, but this guy has done so many earth-shattering things in a row. It's really outrageous. Nowadays, legends about Chen are everywhere in the eastern region, and countless people are discussing him. It's just that what happened to him was so outrageous, many people are dubious. Hey! Have you heard of Chen, the #1 evildoer in Dao sect? He is so powerful. Who can't brag? I think he has been mythologized. In the nascent soul stage, even the most evil monster has a limit. At the age of 18 in the nascent soul stage, I believe he can crush the younger generation. Others are just nonsense. I think so too. However, Dao's sect has indeed closed the mountain. I'm afraid it's true that they have offended the 10 major forces in the eastern region and the soul-destroying palace. Because of a monster, the whole world is your enemy. Is it worth it? If Chen really survived 10 heavenly tribulations, it would be worth it. On the contrary, it is not worth it. Millions of people have witnessed Chen's rise. It shouldn't be fake, right? Who knows? Maybe everyone is adding fuel to the rumors about him. Besides, Chen doesn't seem to have any intention of returning to Daozong. Is he really not afraid of being hunted down? In the eastern region, deep in a desolate desert near northern Xinjiang, a little skeleton lay on the sand speechless for a long time. It also knew some things about Chen. I hope this kid is okay. It seems that I am going to give it a try. Being targeted by those bastards from the soul-destroying palace is not that fun. Also, I want to live my life again quickly and conquer the world with this guy Chen. Standing up slowly, the little skeleton's tone was full of determination. Then, it flew away. As night fell, Chen continued to move forward with the treasure map from more than 100,000 years ago in his hand. At this time, he had arrived at the edge of the Eastern Territory, bordering the Northern Territory. Came to a barren and desolate land. This world is full of desolate atmosphere. In fact, the reason why Chen came here was because of the advice given by Xuanjizi when he left: go to more monuments. Go to more treasure spots. Go to more ancient caves and other places. Who knows, there will be some unexpected gains. In this way, Chen can become stronger faster, and relatively speaking, it is easier to understand the artistic conception of time. As long as you become stronger quickly and ascend as soon as possible, it doesn't matter even if you can't understand the artistic conception of time and the avenue of time. At that time, you can directly search for the elf world and soul world. On the way, Chen also heard some rumors about himself. He treated these rumors as if he had never heard of them. Suddenly, Chen stopped and looked ahead. Chapter 67, Existence Beyond the Sanxian Stage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not only Chen, but also Xiaohei on his shoulder looked forward. Not far away, there was a huge mountain range stretching thousands of miles into the sky, a huge mountain range with soaring demonic aura. Involuntarily, Chen lowered his head and looked at the animal skin treasure map he got from the master thief Lu Lan. The place where the treasure is hidden has arrived. Meow. Suddenly, a purple shadow fell on Chen's left shoulder without warning. Xiaoqi is back. After rubbing Chen's face affectionately, licking it, and coquettishly for a while, Xiaoqi ran back to the little world inside Chen's body. Seeing this, Chen couldn't help but laugh. In his heart, he also breathed a sigh of relief. It'll be great if Xiaoqi comes back. But, I wonder if Little Skull is okay. After getting the killing crystal, it said it wanted to live a new life. I don't know, what will it look like next time we meet? After thinking about it for a moment, Chen felt a burst of anticipation in his heart. Master, that little skeleton is not simple. Seemingly guessing what Chen was thinking, Xiaohei suddenly said something. Oh. What do you say? Hearing Xiaohei's words, Chen couldn't help but asked curiously. There is a soul sealed in its head, which should be its soul during life. If I guess correctly, it is waiting for the opportunity to live another life. And, looking at its skeleton, maybe its realm during its lifetime has surpassed the stage of loose immortality. After a moment of silence, Xiaohei said slowly. Beyond the immortal stage. Shouldn't it ascend? Why does it stay in the world of cultivating immortals? After hearing Xiaohei's words, Chen asked a little puzzlingly, this is unscientific. Who told you that to become an immortal, you must ascend? Looking up at Chen, Xiaohei asked. Suddenly, Chen was asked. When Xiaohei said this, Chen felt that it made sense. Yes. Who stipulates that to become an immortal, one must ascend? Do you have to go to the fairy world? I'm not sure. Is there any way to force some people to stay? If what Xiaohei said is true, why did the little skeleton choose to stay forcibly? This is not like its flamboyant character. What a pity. If the master had signed a contract with it before and became its master, maybe you would have another super thug in the future. Then, Xiaohei said regretfully. Actually, if you hadn't wanted to kill me before, I wouldn't have been able to sign a contract with you, and I wouldn't have been able to restrict you and become my spiritual pet. I always believe that all living beings are equal. Looking sideways at Xiaohei, Chen said lightly. After hearing Chen's words, Xiaohei shut himself up. If possible, it would even want to slap itself twice. What a sin. If it had known this, why did it have to provoke its owner before? But when I thought about it, it felt balanced again. TSK. A heaven-defying man who has transcended 10 paths of calamity. It seems like following him would be a good idea. Especially thinking of Xiaoqi, it felt that it was no big deal to follow Yi Chen. That person's origin was much more terrifying than his own. Isn't he so close to his master? Whatever Xiaohei thinks, Yi Chen doesn't have time to pay attention to it. At this time, his attention was already focused on the mountain range with soaring demonic energy in front of him. The place where the treasure map points is this mountain range, pointing to the depths of the mountains. I wonder, what is the destination of the treasure map? Xiaohei, what do you think of the magic mountain in front of you? After pondering for a while, Yi Chen asked. This should be a forbidden area, right? Otherwise, why is the road so deserted? After hesitating for a moment, Xiaohei answered a little uncertainly. Roll. Staring at Xiaohei with a dumbfounded look, Yi Chen said angrily. Isn't this nonsense? However, Yi Chen was really curious, why is there such a mountain range in the land bordering the eastern region and northern Xinjiang? The magic mountain is surrounded by desolation. Have you been affected by it? Shaking his head gently and throwing his thoughts behind, Yi Chen flew decisively and landed on the edge of the mountain range. After setting foot on the mountain range, Yi Chen's expression couldn't help but change slightly. There was actually an inexplicable energy here that was depriving him of his life. Fortunately, he has the secret of life. The secret of life burst out, and these inexplicable energies gave way like a tide. Hiss. Law of death. Those were the laws of death just now, and even included the avenue of death. Suddenly, Xiaohei on Yi Chen's shoulder exclaimed in surprise. Hearing Xiaohei's words, Yi Chen's expression changed slightly. The law of death. Avenue of death. What kind of secrets are hidden in this mountain range? Taking a deep breath, Yi Chen decisively chose to move on. Being timid is not Yi Chen's character. What Yi Chen didn't know was that at this time, the outside world was already in trouble because of him. Daozong still closes the mountain. Moreover, some geniuses and immortal seedlings outside Daozong either returned to Daozong or went into hiding, because the soul-destroying palace has sent out manpower to hunt down Dao sect members everywhere. In addition, the 6 holy places and 4 independent cultivation forces in the East region chose to join forces to encircle and suppress Daozong. However, they returned empty-handed in the end. Daozong's protective formation was as stable as Mount Tai, ignoring any attack at all. On the contrary, the remaining independent immortals of the 10 major forces suffered another tragedy. Those who were hunted down by Xuanjizi had no way to go to heaven or to the earth. However, because they were well prepared this time, no one died. What is more intriguing is that although the soul-destroying hall made a big fuss in hunting down Daozong's people, they did not send top masters to the East region. It can be seen that they are not afraid of Xuanjizi's threat. In addition, Yi Chen's name has now spread throughout the world of cultivation. In just a few days, an interesting phenomenon has appeared in the entire world of cultivation. That is, Yi Chen's imitators are everywhere, wearing a white gown, with a huge sword without a blade on his back. These days, some weapon shops have been doing particularly well. Unknowingly, Yi Chen has become an idol for countless young people. Overcoming 10 tribulations. Killing hundreds of thousands of masters of the God transformation stage. Threatening and killing peerless masters of the Sanxian stage. Any point is enough to make him famous. Such a heaven-defying existence is naturally hard not to be worshipped by young people. However, it didn't take long for these imitators to disappear. All this was because of the ruthless pursuit of the soul-destroying hall and its minions and vassals. Yes, they were chasing these people madly with the idea of killing 1,000 people by mistake rather than letting one go. Not long after Yi Chen entered the Demon Mountain, a group of uninvited guests arrived at the other end of the Demon Mountain. Chapter 68 Xuanjizi's Confidence. Crazy Xiaohei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dao sect, deep in the forbidden area, in front of a thatched house, Xuanjizi sat at a table and brewed tea leisurely. Uncle Master, there is no news about Uncle Master Yi outside now. Looking at Xuanjizi, Jun Wuxie reported with a smile. Well, this is a good thing. Nodding, Xuanjizi laughed heartily. I look forward to that kid turning the soul-destroying hall upside down one day in the future. Then, Xuanjizi said another sentence. But, Uncle Master Yi is only in the early stage of the first layer of the nascent soul stage. After hesitating for a while, Jun Wuxia said hesitantly, his face full of worry, as the saying goes, a tree that stands out in the forest will be destroyed by the wind. I'm afraid that many people and many forces do not want a monster like Uncle Master Yi to rise. In addition, the pursuit of the soul-destroying Hall is no joke. He believes that Yi Chen has the potential to destroy the soul-destroying Hall. After all, 10 heavenly tribulations, this is unprecedented. The premise is that Yi Chen can grow up smoothly. It's true that his realm is still low. But don't forget his heaven-defying combat power. Looking up at Jun Wuxia, Xuanjizi laughed dumbly. Instantly, Jun Wuxia was silent, thinking of Yi Chen's combat power. Even as the head of the top holy land in the East region, he felt that he was far behind. After the nascent soul stage, you can't challenge the level above. This is a long-standing law. However, this law has been completely broken by Yi Chen. When he was still in the golden core stage, he successfully killed hundreds of thousands of masters in the god transformation stage. After being promoted to the nascent soul stage, even the heavenly tribulations of the Mahayana stage and even the tribulation crossing stage were crushed by this guy. Even if Master Yi is immune to the heavenly tribulation, his real combat power is probably at least the Mahayana stage, right? Or the tribulation crossing stage is not impossible. It is also possible that he is so heaven-defying that he can escape under the nose of the half-step tribulation crossing stage. As for what level Yi Chen's limit is, Jun Wuxia has no idea. Xiaohei's ultimate combat power should be comparable to that of a half-step cross-tribulation period. But no one in the cross-tribulation period can kill him. He has mastered the 3 top mysteries of destruction, life, and space. Even a half-step scattered immortal may not be able to do anything to him. Do you think that a scattered immortal may run around all day? Hunt him down everywhere. So, what is there to worry about? Take a sip of tea, Xuanjizi said slowly and methodically. Hearing Xuanjizi's words, Jun Wuxia was petrified on the spot. His brain also crashed directly. The early stage of the first layer of the nascent soul period, the combat power is comparable to that of a half-step cross-tribulation period. Isn't this a bit too against the sky? Wait. The top 10 mysteries of life, destruction, and space. Is this still a human? Even some top monsters and immortal seedlings may not be able to comprehend a top 10 mystery, right? If someone else said this, Jun Wuxia would sneer. However, Xuanjizi said so. That's another matter. As one of the top giants in the world of cultivation, as one of the 4 great fortune tellers in the world of cultivation, could he have made a mistake? Mastered the secret of space. In this case, it seems that the half-step scattered immortal stage may not be able to do anything to Master Yi. Scattered immortal stage. Who of this level of existence is not hiding in seclusion or practicing in seclusion? Pursuing ascension to immortality. It seems that I am a little too worried. Coming back to his senses, Jun Wuxia said with a wry smile. He admitted that at this moment, he was a little hit. Master Yi is worthy of being the first demon in the history of Dao sect. He is worthy of being a ruthless person who broke the record of killing gods and crossing tribulations and created history. I tell you this just to hope you can understand a little bit. Xiaohei is the hope for our Dao sect to rise again. We must have confidence in him. What you have to do now is to make the overall strength of the Dao sect continue to grow. In addition, you only need to know these things about Xiaohei. Looking at Jun Wuxia calmly, Xuanjizi continued. Yes. Nodding heavily, Jun Wuxia showed a firm expression on his face. His eyes were also full of enthusiasm, leading the Dao sect to the top of the world of cultivation. It's really exciting. In the East region, in a palace complex that looks like a fairyland on earth, in one of the palaces, a young man was smashing things crazily. This young man was none other than Xianyuan Batian, the 7th prince of the Junlin Empire, who was almost killed by Yi Chen. In order to cure him, the Junlin Empire paid a heavy price. On this day, Xianyuan Batian woke up, when he heard some rumors about Yi Chen. He was so angry that he ran away. His eyes were full of envy, jealousy and hatred. His heart was full of hatred. Damn it. This is not true. It's definitely not true. How can an 18-year-old brat be so rebellious, that while smashing things crazily, Xianyuan Batian roared crazily. Yi Chen's strength made him feel desperate, so, he had to vent his anger. Even one of the ancestors of the empire in the Sanxian period was killed by Yi Chen. How can he seek revenge on him? In Xianyuan Batian's heart, Yi Chen has become a nightmare-like existence, he has become his inner demon. After half a day, he finally calmed down. No. I must kill him. It seems that I can only hope to take revenge by entering the secret realm of our empire, though with a cold snort, Xianyuan Batian's eyes showed a crazy and fearful light. His face also became extremely ferocious. In the middle of the night, Yi Chen had already walked more than 10 miles into the depths of the Demon Mountain. He was still moving forward quickly. However, at this time, the relaxed look on Yi Chen's face had faded, now his face was full of solemnity. He found that the deeper he went into the Demon Mountain, the stronger the law of death and the road of death became. Yi Chen had reason to believe that if he had not mastered the mystery of life, I am afraid that he would have become a pile of dry bones now. This place is really too weird. What surprised Yi Chen a little was that the little black guy on his shoulder liked this environment very much. All the way, it kept urging Yi Chen to move forward quickly. Master, go, go, go. There must be treasures in the depths of the Demon Mountain. Ha ha ha. I can already smell the scent of treasures. All along the way, this guy was talking nonsense, and his mouth never stopped for even a moment. Xiaohei. Can you shut up? Yi Chen, who always swore a lot, couldn't help but swear. He really couldn't stand this guy's chattering. If Xiao Kulu is a chatterbox, Xiaohei is simply a fighter among chatterboxes. Hey! Am I not excited? With the treasure, the master and I can quickly become stronger. Can't we quickly save the two mistresses? Smiling awkwardly, Xiaohei said righteously, besides being speechless, what else can Yi Chen say? However, in the end, he still speeded up. He admitted that he was a little convinced by Xiaohei. Become stronger. Become stronger quickly. Chapter 69 Demonic Mountain. Demonic Saint. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After traveling for hundreds of miles, Yi Chen unconsciously flew to the ground, because many red humanoid puppets appeared in the air and on the ground ahead. Each puppet is more than 10 feet tall. There are multiple micro-formations embedded on the body. In addition, these puppets hold various weapons in their hands. Stop whoever comes. Only the demons are qualified to go forward. A cold and deafening mechanical sound resounded throughout the sky. Hearing these words, Yi Chen couldn't help but narrowed his eyes. Only demons can lead to the front. So, which demon clan master left behind this magical mountain? Or is this originally a forbidden area belonging to the demon clan? Interesting. What surprised Yi Chen even more was that he discovered that every strength of these puppets was in the nascent soul stage. Now, am I still on the edge of the magic mountain? The puppet blocking the road is the nascent soul stage, so what will happen if we continue to move forward? It seems that what Xiaohei said is absolutely correct. There are treasures deep in the magic mountain. Otherwise, this really doesn't make sense. What if I have to move forward? After glancing at these puppets, Yi Chen asked with a smile. Beat us and prove that you are qualified. The cold mechanical sound sounded again. As expected of a demon, he likes to talk with his fists. On Yi Chen's shoulder, Xiaohei said with admiration. Hearing Xiaohei's words, Yi Chen nodded in agreement. Yi Chen also knew a thing or two about the demon clan. This race has always advocated force and likes to kill and conquer all directions. Only the strong will win their respect. You are too weak. Shaking his head slightly, Yi Chen casually slapped a palm. In an instant, dozens of puppets around him turned into fragments all over the sky. Without looking back, Yi Chen chose to continue flying. What Yi Chen didn't realize was that not long after he left, the puppet fragments that fell on the ground were reassembled into puppets. This place is really not ordinary weird. In the following time, Yi Chen would almost encounter a wave of puppets every 100 miles or so he traveled. The strength of these puppets has also become more and more powerful, from the early stage of the first level of the nascent soul stage to the final peak of the late stage of the 9th stage of the nascent soul stage. Without exception, the puppets blocking the road were beaten to pieces by Chen. Of course, not long after Chen left, they recovered again. Before he knew it, Chen had traveled thousands of miles. At this time, the sky was gradually turning a fish belly white. Seeing the scene around him, Chen couldn't help but froze. Along the way, the demonic energy soared into the sky, not a blade of grass grew, and there were magic mountains of the law of death and the road of death everywhere. At this time, the birds and flowers suddenly became more fragrant. The surrounding area is covered with vegetation of various colors, extending all the way to the depths of the magic mountain. In addition, you can also see various animals grazing, hunting, and playing freely. Those laws of death and the avenue of death have actually disappeared. What's going on? Unconsciously, Chen and Xiaohei looked at each other. Master, it's a little weird here, subconsciously, Xiaohei blurted out. So what if it's weird? We still have to move on. That with a faint smile, Chen said decisively, give up halfway. Go back. Chen didn't have this idea. After being startled, Xiaohei nodded. Its ideas coincided with Chen's. What's more, the deeper you go into the magic mountain, the stronger its response to the treasure becomes. In Xiaohei's opinion, there is definitely a valuable treasure deep in the magic mountain. However, Chen had no intention of moving forward in a hurry. Walking to the lawn not far away and sitting down, Chen took out a bottle of wine and some dry food and started enjoying it. Master, with your level, there is no need to eat, right? Besides, ordinary food is full of impurities. Looking up at Chen, Xiaohei couldn't help but complain. It's called fun. What do you know? After taking a sip of wine, Chen said lightly, Bigu. Chen could indeed have done it a long time ago. However, as a time traveler, he is still more interested in food and drink. He won't change this habit, and he doesn't want to change it. Hearing Chen's words, Xiaohei couldn't help but be speechless. Raising the space ring on its left front paw, Xiaohei poured out a pile of spirit stones, materials and elixirs to show off. Chen was a little surprised by this. Whether it's Xiaoqi or Xiaohei, isn't it always like this? Suddenly, Chen couldn't help but narrowed his eyes. He found that there seemed to be a strong practitioner approaching quickly in his direction. Not long after, a figure with soaring demonic energy landed not far in front of Chen. This is a young man wearing black armor, with a slender body and a strange and cold face. Apparently, he was only in his early 30s, but the opponent's strength is actually at the peak of the late stage of the 9 heaven stage of divine transformation. I have to say that considering the other party's age and strength, he can be regarded as a peerless monster. Boy, who are you? How dare you break into the sacred mountain of our demon tribe in northern Xinjiang? After sizing up Chen, the young man asked with an arrogant look, this idiot is going to be in trouble. Xiaohei on Chen's shoulder glanced at the young man and secretly gloated in his heart. As Chen's pet, it knows this very well. His master hates being called little by others. A man in his 30s at the peak of the late 9th heaven of the spiritualization stage. He can be considered a peerless evildoer anywhere in the world of immortal cultivation. However, it depends on who he is compared with. The master is a ruthless man who can even kill a strong man in the loose immortal stage. Don't bother with it. While I'm in a good mood, I advise you to leave here as soon as possible. Chen looked up at the young man of the demon clan in front of him and said lightly. Very good. You are the first person who dares to talk to me, young booby, like this. It seems that if I don't teach you a lesson, you really don't know what the rules are. Boy, remember. I am Yang Booby, one of the saints of the demon clan. Looking at Chen, Yang Booby laughed in anger. After that, he rushed directly to Chen. So much nonsense. Xiaohei. Yang Booby was interrupted before he finished speaking. After taking a sip of wine, Chen said lazily, a demon in the god transformation stage. He had no interest in attacking at all. Because, it was too weak. Yang Booby should be thankful that he was just a little arrogant and did not have the intention to kill Chen, otherwise, he would have become a corpse. The son of the demon clan. So what? Of course. There was another reason why Chen did not kill the other party. He suddenly thought of a question. Could he learn more about the demon clan's divine mountain through Yang Booby? the son of the demon clan? What is the secret? Chapter 70 The miserable son of the demon clan. The secret of the demon mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Master, please rest assured. I'll take care of everything. After saying that, Xiaohei flew directly to young Booby. How funny. Do you think an ugly little turtle can be my opponent? With a sneer, young Booby looked at Xiaohei with contempt. He looked at Chen with a very unhappy look. Let a little turtle deal with him. How much does this look down on him? I am the son of the demon clan. I am one of the top demons in the world of cultivation. You are ugly. You are the little turtle. I am Xuanwu, do you understand? Hearing young Booby's words, Xiaohei broke his defense and ran away instantly. In an instant, an illusion appeared out of thin air, covering young Booby. The illusion created by Xiaohei flew away with young Booby. Puff! Hearing the conversation between young Booby and Xiaohei, Chen couldn't help laughing. Xiaohei, take it easy, don't play him to death. Chen could not help but remind him, shaking his head gently. No problem. But I will make him wish he was dead. Nodding his head, Xiaohei said, almost gritting his teeth. Obviously, young Booby's words completely angered Xiaohei. Looking at Xiaohei with amusement, Chen did not say anything else. Instead, he looked thoughtfully at the illusion created by Xiaohei. It turned out to be a mini version of the magic mountain with a radius of more than 10 miles. Yes. Now, young Booby is in a mini version of the magic mountain. He couldn't tell whether it was reality or illusion. Now, young Booby was flying around like a headless fly. From time to time, he laughed wildly, his eyes full of greed and surprise. Not long after, he began to attack the surroundings frantically again. Not long after, young Booby's 7 orifices began to bleed. Seeing this scene, Chen was amazed. Xiaohei is really powerful. He is indeed a fantasy beast. Young Booby, one of the holy sons of the demon clan and a powerful one, became so miserable in less than an incense stick. Bleeding from all 7 orifices. Kung Fu reversed. Meridians destroyed. TSK TSK TSK. After an incense stick of time, young Booby fell to the ground exhausted. Now, most of his meridians have been destroyed because of the reversed Kung Fu. He has become a bloody man. If Xiaohei had not shown mercy, young Booby would have exploded and died. Little guy. Can't I kill you, this arrogant little jerk? After the illusion was dissipated, Xiaohei looked at young Booby, who was lying on the ground and spitting blood, with pride. Wow! Hearing Xiaohei's words, young Booby was so angry that he spit out blood again. Looking at Xiaohei, his eyes showed a look of horror. He also felt a burning pain on his face. Slap in the face. It was really a slap in the face. The little turtle that he looked down upon made him so miserable in an instant. If he could, he would like to find a crack to crawl into. At this moment, how could he not understand? The ugly little turtle in front of him turned out to be a fantasy beast. A powerful fantasy beast. Subconsciously, young Booby glanced at Chen again. Who is this guy who looks harmless and gentle like a scholar? Why does he have such a powerful fantasy beast? Not arrogant anymore. Seeing young Booby's reaction, Xiaohei asked proudly. I am the son of the demon clan. You treat me like this in our demon clan's sacred mountain. Aren't you afraid of the demon clan's revenge? Staring at Chen's face and looking at Xiaohei again, young Booby said fiercely. Is the son of the demon clan very powerful? Is the demon clan very powerful? The master has killed many people in the Sanxian period, so why would he be afraid of you, demon clan? Shaking his little head, Xiaohei said with contempt, demon clan. The demon clan in the world of cultivation is nothing. It's not the demon clan in the demon world. At the same time, Xiaohei secretly complained in his heart. Are you Chen? Looking at Chen with his eyes wide open, young Booby couldn't help but exclaimed. His pupils also flashed with a deep fear. In his heart, he was full of bitterness. Killing Sanxian period. White long gown. Carrying a black bladeless giant sword. Instantly, some key words popped up in his mind. Thinking of this, young Booby was so depressed. If he had known that the other party was this peerless ruthless man, he would not dare to provoke him even if he was beaten to death. As the saying goes, a person's reputation is like the shadow of a tree. Although he didn't believe all the legends about Yi Chen, he didn't believe them at all. He had always kept a respectful distance from Yi Chen, but now, it was too late to say anything. It's me. Whatever I ask next, you answer. If you don't satisfy me, you will bear the consequences. That he glanced at Yang Bubi calmly and said indifferently. No problem. Hearing Yi Chen's words, Yang Bubi's face showed a gloomy and uncertain look. Finally, he struggled to sit up and nodded dejectedly. He wanted to use his trump card to escape. The problem was that Yang Bubi knew that he should not have this opportunity. That little turtle is really too weird. What's more, Yi Chen is still watching from the side. He can't fight or escape. What else can he do? Is this really the sacred mountain of your demon clan? Looking at Yang Bubi, Yi Chen thought for a while and asked. Yes. It is said that the ancestors of our northern border demon clan came from this sacred mountain. Nodding, Yang Bubi answered honestly. Since it is your sacred mountain, why are you demons not here? There is no one around this demon mountain. Frowning, Yi Chen asked a little puzzled. Because the death law and death avenue here are not suitable for survival. The same is true for the surrounding areas. So, we will only enter here once every 2,000 years when the power of the death law and death avenue has greatly weakened. This time, it happened to be the time when the power of the death law and death avenue of the divine mountain was the weakest. After hesitating for a while, Yang Bubi replied. Is there any secret in this demon mountain? Are there any treasures in the depths? Is there any danger? Finally, Yi Chen asked some of the questions he was most concerned about. Those above the Mahayana stage are not allowed to enter the divine mountain, otherwise they will be wiped out by the rules of heaven and earth here. I don't know what treasures are in the depths of the divine mountain. But one thing is certain, there is definitely a great fortune inside. As for the danger, every 2,000 years, no less than 10,000 of our demon clan's geniuses enter, but less than 1/10 can leave alive. Hearing Yang Bubi's words, Yi Chen couldn't help but fall into deep thought.